Well, hello again from inside my camper where it is very, very hot today. I purposely let the camper get this hot for you guys so we could run a couple tests. About a month and a half ago, really, at this point, I installed a CountryMod air conditioning unit, and the week before that I went over a swamp cooler option for cooling down like campers and vans and Priuses, whatever, during super hot temperatures. And when I finished the install of the air conditioning unit, it never got warm enough again to turn it on. So I haven't. In fact, I haven't even wired it up really. Ever since those videos, especially the air conditioning unit, the questions about how it's worked have not stopped. If you're new to the channel, my name is Jared and I live completely off grid in my truck camper. And so installing this air conditioning unit was based on a promise and numbers from their website that I would be able to run this thing in super hot temperatures completely off grid, never having to hook up. And out here at Klondike, at the spot that I hate because it's always packed, it is a ghost town, dude, which I love. Let me show you this, guys. So we got a guy there with a generator, we got an RV there with a generator, we've got an RV there with a generator, RV with a generator, and an RV with a generator. And then off in the distance there's an RV with a generator too. And that is it for Klondike today, which is awesome as far as not being surrounded by too many people. Obviously surrounded by the noise of generators, but that's not really different than any other day, to be honest. So I hate the temperature, but I love the crowds here because there's no one. The only people that are here have generators for their air conditioning units. All the rest of the nomads have taken off somewhere. I'm assuming they're smarter than me and they took off to higher elevation, most likely, because a lot of people don't have air conditioning units and enough solar and battery power to run them off grid. And also when I tested out the swamp cooler, it was like in the 80s and it worked amazing. And it has worked amazing. It's actually all that I've used every time it gets just a little bit warm out is that little swamp cooler, and it's like the greatest invention ever. But today it's like 94 out and I'm in direct sunlight out here. It's really, really hot and I'm sweating. I haven't been sweating all day. I went into town and picked up some batteries to do this test, and I did take a shower, which explains the crazy hair. And so I did just get back to this area, but I waited until the hottest time of the day to do this test. My camper is kind of messy because I've moved some things around to hook up the air conditioning unit to my batteries. And I've also picked up a couple of things that I will show you. So I picked up this thermometer in town, and this is showing the current temperature inside of my camper and outside, because this is the inside thermometer and this is the outside thermometer. So you would set this outside and it would show what the outdoor temperature is, and we're going to go ahead and do that in a second. What's crazy is it's like almost 96 degrees pretty much, and that's with the windows open, and I literally just turned off my fan, dude, to film this because I didn't want to mess up the audio. But I'll bet it probably wasn't even 1 degree cooler than that. So basically, it's a hot day regardless. It is a hot one. I'm sure you can see the sweat all over my face. So let's get started. So hopefully I can cool down just a little bit. So first off, let's set this outside to get an accurate reading. And we'll just set it right here on the ground next to my truck camper. So the first thing that we're going to test out is this EvaPolar. It's an evaporative cooler, and the way that it works is you just fill this tank with water and then you turn it on, and it's super energy efficient, which is why I always use it and I love it, and it works and it keeps me super cool, and it literally just uses one of these USBs. So let's go ahead and fill it up with water and get her started here. Okay, so as you can see, we've got it filled up with water here. I'm gonna do this the exact same way that I always do this. So let me move this box, which is what I keep the cooler in. I'll just throw it onto the bed for now. This place is already a mess. The way that I use this when it's super hot is I have this evaporative cooler set right here on my counter, and it literally is facing right here where I sit. And so I'm going to keep the thermostat right here, and we're gonna see what happens. And I'm filming this with my phone, and my phone literally just said it's too hot to do this. Great. So I'll probably hold the phone by this for a little while too, but yeah, to turn it on, it's super awesome. It's all touchscreen, so you just push it. We're gonna go ahead and turn this bad boy all the way up to 100%. Oh, it's already set there. That is immediate cool air, which is why I love this thing. It doesn't take any little amount of time to cool down. It's always cool. And again, I've got it pointed exactly right here. I'm gonna go ahead and shut these windows and put those shades up as well. I'm going to shut the door, and we'll get set up here with the thermostat, and we'll see what this little swamp cooler actually accomplishes on a 98-degree day, is what it says outside, 94 inside. So let's see how she goes. Okay guys, I got the door shut, I got all the windows shut, I got my curtains up to try to keep this like as cool as possible, like I normally would without all of this stuff anyway. And I've got the swamp cooler turned on, and I just turned it on, and this is the temperature reading after I set the outdoor temperature sensor underneath the truck, like in the shade, so it gets a more accurate reading. So it's reading 95 degrees in here. Yeah, that's the top one, 95, and then the bottom is the outdoor temperature, and it's reading 97 degrees in Fahrenheit. So let's wait just a little while and see what happens. One thing that I am going to do, my fan is up here. I am going to turn the fan on like low. I crack the fan every time that I do this, so this isn't something I'm doing to like mess with the test. This is an evaporative cooler, so it's putting moisture into the air into my truck camper, and so I always crack the fan just a little bit to make sure that this isn't getting way too humid in here, if you know what I mean. So it's a wooden truck camper, so I suppose now we wait. Not sure how long I'm gonna wait. I guess we'll give it 10 or 15 minutes probably. It's been on for like, I would say probably about 5 minutes so far. So I will give it like another 10 minutes, because right now where I'm sitting, it's directly across from me, and I can definitely feel like cooler air right on me. This cooler is not meant to like cool down an entire camper. It's more of like a spot cooler, but every time that I turn it on, when it's like in the mid to lower 80s, it cools down this entire area where I'm sitting. And I sit here all day and just edit, and I have no problem. I'm perfectly comfortable. Right now, I feel the cool air coming at me. I can feel it blowing on me, but I'm still not that comfortable, dude. I'm still a little damp, a little sweaty, and I can feel the cool air coming here, but like, I don't know that it's gonna be able to hold up. We're gonna give it another 10 minutes. It's not like I had to wait for this unit to cool down or wait for it to start blowing out cold air. It does that immediately. It's a great little unit. But yeah, right now we're reading 95 still and 97.5 on the thermostat. So we'll give it just a little more time. Okay guys, it's been about 15 minutes, and it did drop the temperature over here to 94.6. I believe we were at 95.7 or 95.4. So basically it dropped the temperature. Let me show you again. I've got it right here pointed directly at me. So like directly where the thermostat is. And it dropped it 1 degree in 15 minutes. Again, if I put my hand up here, it's still blasting cold air. I just don't think that, I mean, the fan is super powerful, but like, I don't think it's powerful enough to keep up with this heat, dude. Anyway, I did like clear up a little bit. I'm a little bit less sweaty. I have like my nighttime lighting on that I use to film in here when it's dark, because I've got all the shades up and I want you guys to be able to kind of see. My camera doesn't do that well in low light. But yeah, let's go ahead and turn the air conditioning unit on and just see what that does to this little camper. Now, again, pardon the mess, dude. I did move a bunch of things around to make this video happen today. But if you watch the air conditioning install, and if you didn't watch that install, I will leave a link to that in the description of this video. But I did not have any space up like where my fan is because of the solar panel, so I had to install this in my bathroom. I apologize in advance for how messy this bathroom is. I moved everything from that corner over there into my bathroom today to do all of the wiring down here to my battery bank. And also by installing the air conditioning unit right there, there's the CountryMod AC. I had to get rid of my light, so there's also no light in here, which is something that I do not care about. So there's the air conditioning unit right there. This is a work in progress. I've never had air conditioning before in any of my rigs. I've lived in 2 vans before this. Obviously, how am I going to get it from the bathroom out to the rest of my camper here? Today, I'm not sure. I'm going to leave the bathroom door open and probably just sit right here directly across from the bathroom. And if that keeps me cool, I'm fine. And that's how we'll do our temperature test mostly. I'll do one of the back of the camper too, but not going to take that as permanent yet. This is still a work in progress. But what I did do is I got one of these Dollar Tree fans here. It was $5 at like the Family Dollar. They don't have a Dollar Tree in Moab, so Family Dollar. And I'm going to figure out a way to hook that up to like one of my battery pack things. And that's going to blow the air, take the air coming out of the air conditioning unit there. It's going to blow it over here to the rest of the camper. I don't think the fan's big enough. Obviously, I can get some better ones on Amazon in the future, but I have no concept of time, guys, and I'm sorry. I literally realized it was going to be this hot like 2 days ago. So anyway, let's go ahead and turn this on. And I can hear it kicking on, that's for sure. I'm gonna set the temperature to 66, why not? And we'll turn the fan up pretty high. Actually, you know what? No. And let's see what happens. Now to start, I'm gonna set this thermostat. It reads 94 degrees. I'm gonna set it just right here on my dirty pile of random stuff that I throw in a basket and usually keep on my floor. So this is the bathroom temperature. So it's currently 94 degrees in here, almost 95. Still 97 degrees outside, dude. And it said on the Weather Channel app and all the other apps that it was only supposed to be 94 today. So can't ever trust those apps. They let me down every single time, everywhere that I go. Either way, no doubt, it's super hot. Still warm, dude. Let me show you what I got going on. I've had the AC unit on for about 15 minutes. I'm sorry, I could not find my tape. Have no idea where it is, so I had to get rid of my beautiful low lighting setup. But I've got the fan hooked up here to my portable battery pack. I've just got it kind of sitting on the window very carefully. And let me show you what's going on in the bathroom here. So as you can see, I've turned the unit on high. I've got it set at 66. Sorry, I'm trying to focus. It's on high, set at 66. It's been like that for at least the last 15 minutes or so. And this is in a small bathroom, dude. Sorry, let me help with the glare. Small bathroom, and it's only lowered the temperature to 87 degrees. So I've got these things like these little fins set all the way out. I'm just gonna pull them off because I don't care about them. I don't need them to direct the airflow. And maybe if I've got them both off, it will just push all of the air possible into the bathroom. And look at that. We already went down 1 degree right there. But what's crazy is the amount of power that this thing is drawing, dude. I'm fine. I have like 600 amp hours of battery. My batteries, like with my fans on and my lights on and stuff like that, it always says it'll last like 10 days, 9 days. I'm good to go. It dropped it down all the way to where if I was running it like this, it would only last less than 2 days. Like a day and like 20 hours, a day and 15 hours. It's kind of fluctuated up and down between those two. So again, it's on high. It is cooling down a super hot unit right now. I mean, it was at 94, 95 degrees in here. So it is working. It's working super hard. My solar is functioning very well. It's not at like maximum performance right now. It's about 5 in the evening, but it is still producing quite a bit. I also ran around in town. I was at the park in the shade and stuff like that, but I started with a full charge. So the thing I can tell you though is right now the solar is not taking care of all of the power that this air conditioning unit is pulling. It's not taking care of all of it. So it's definitely pulling a little bit from the batteries to cool the whole place down. What I'm going to do is leave it run for like another 10 minutes. We'll see how cold the bathroom gets, and then I'm going to improvise a little bit to try to get just this living area here, this whole living space behind me, just to try to get that cool to a very comfortable temperature so that I can maybe survive the summer in Moab. Because it's 97 today, but it's only going to get worse, so fingers crossed. Man, it's weird filming inside while it's still daylight out, dude. Anyway, I've gotten it to cool down to 79. It's just under like 50 minutes or something like that. What I've done to try to help cool it down, let me know in the comments if you think this was a good idea, because I'm still not sure, but it seems to be working because it's cooled down quite a bit quicker in the last 10 minutes than it has this whole time. I turned my fan on. It's on exhaust. So what it's doing is it's sucking the air from here out. And then I don't have any other windows or anything open, so it's literally just pulling the air out into the living area here. That is a total mess. And then the other thing that I did, and I suppose this is kind of cheating, but dude, like you can look at my face, like I'm hot, I'm sweating. I turned the swamp cooler on too, so it's blowing cold air out into the living area. Got the air conditioning, the fan right there. I've got the other fan right here, and I've got the little swamp cooler, and it is starting to kind of like barely feel cool in here. So again, it's been less than an hour, but again, you know me, dude, I'm kind of short notice, and I just decided to make this video today when I found out a couple days ago that it was going to be this hot. But it has used up quite a bit of power. The solar has taken care of most of it because the solar is still on. So it's used up like only 1% of my battery or something, but like that's quite a bit with what the solar is doing. Again, it's on high, so I'm trying to see how quickly I can get this to cool down. Obviously, once I get my camper at like a normal temperature that I would be comfortable in on a day like this anyway, obviously living in 80 degrees is just pretty normal in a truck camper anyway. So I'm not like dying. I'm obviously warm. I can tell by looking at myself that my face is a little flushed and whatnot, but like 80 is not bad. We're going to try to get it down to like at least 75, maybe lower, and just see what we can do with this unit. In the meantime, ow. Sorry, my arm is getting tired. In the meantime, dude, I did just get word that the flight is canceled again tomorrow. Surprise, surprise, way she goes. So I'm going to go ahead and start chilling, or trying to chill as the temperature chills. If you will. We're gonna go ahead and start snacking and trying to have a good time today, even though it's super hot. What I'm gonna make today is pretty simple. It's not like a crazy meal or anything. We're just gonna do some homemade salsa. But one of my favorite things about the summer is I get to whip this bad boy out. Yeah, dude. Summer is here. So I'm just gonna use the small one for this because I'm gonna use the bigger one up there for something else afterwards. So what we're gonna use to make this salsa, it's pretty simple. We've got some tomato and onion, some diced jalapenos, some cilantro, and then I'm going to put garlic and salt and a little bit of pepper in there as well, and we're just going to blend it up in there and hope for the best. And then I'm also going to load up some chips with like some cheese, some green chilies, and some green onions, and I'm going to throw those in my oven here that is currently covered with a bunch of stuff, but I'm going to throw that in my oven here, and we're going to do some chips and cheese and some homemade salsa. And I've had all of this ingredients in my fridge all day, and so hopefully this meal, since it's been in the fridge all day, will be some nice like chili salsa. And hopefully that'll help cool me down. Gonna make a drink, hopefully that'll help cool me down, and hopefully we'll get some even cooler air going on in here, and we'll just do some straight up chilling, dude. All right, dude, it's definitely been like over an hour. Let me check here actually on my phone. Yeah, it's been an hour and like 20 minutes. Let's see where the bathroom temperature is before I turn this oven on and kind of ruin the test. I think that's long enough for a test of like such a tiny little space, dude. Obviously it's a little bit different than if you had it in like the middle of your camper, but I mean, the test is really on the tiny little bathroom, so let's see where that ended up for sure. All right, that's pretty good. 75 degrees in this tiny little bathroom here. Took an hour and 20 minutes-ish on high still. So I still haven't turned the oven on. I decided to wait 5 minutes and show you what the temperature is in the living area. Now, again, that's with this on, the fan on, and the air conditioning. And it just went up. So yeah, I'm assuming it's probably going to go up to 80. It still feels pretty warm in this living area. Honestly, right now, I feel like I would be cooler and feel a little bit more refreshed if like I just opened the windows and the door and had like the fan on. But for the test, we'll keep her rolling here for a second. while we're waiting for those chips, it's finally time to get to my favorite part of summer, dude. It's been sitting here. This is where I keep my dirty clothes, by the way. I usually have them in a bag, but the bag broke. It's been sitting in here in this dusty basket, dude, all winter long. Oh yeah, she's dusty, all right. Oh yeah, very dusty. Still good though. Cheers, guys. Sitting at 79 degrees. It's a good thing tequila doesn't expire. That's literally been sitting in there since, like, yeah, definitely last August, probably. Maybe September. Oh, summer's back. Damn, that tastes good. Looks like room temperature is at 79 degrees. It is hot, dude. I'm wearing shorts and I hate shorts. I never wear shorts. I put a couple of extra ice cubes in this after I made it, just hoping that maybe it'll keep it from melting so fast. Oh, that is refreshing. Oh yeah, that feels good too. Oh man. Yeah, it went up to 80. Temperature outside though is 94, so I'll give it that for sure. I am right by the bathroom. I've got the evaporative cooler right at me here, and I still have the AC on high. So thank goodness for margaritas. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, that salsa is so good. I don't know if I put it on the camera, but I added quite a bit more salt. So for like this size of bowl, I mean, it was probably almost a well, 3/4 of a tablespoon of salt. And it is amazing. And I put it in my refrigerator while the chips were cooking to make sure that it stayed cool. And this is very refreshing. Perfect meal for a day like this. Combined with a margarita and 82-degree heat or coolness, I suppose, however you look at it. I'd say this is shaping up to be a pretty good truck camper night. All right, I'm gonna do one more test, guys, before I shut this thing off. I'm gonna leave it in the bathroom for like 30 minutes. I guess I gotta take the fan off. I'm gonna shut the door and leave it in the bathroom for 30 minutes and just see if the air conditioning even gets to 66 degrees and if it will even shut off. All right, I decided to cut it a little bit early. It's been about 20 minutes. It did get my tiny little bathroom down to 72 in 20 minutes. But in the meantime, dude, like, I'm sweating in my camper and this is drawing a lot of power, and I'm just gonna turn it off and open all my windows and turn on my fan and my evaporative cooler, and I suppose we'll talk about it. Well, the door and the windows are finally open, and I've got the fan on like super high, and I hope it doesn't mess with the audio too bad, but pretty sure everything that I did today will probably mess with the audio a little bit, so it's the way she goes. I would say the test it's pretty conclusive, really, for whatever your needs are. Personally, I'm super disappointed, and it's the way she goes, and I'm glad that I didn't have to pay for it. So is it worth $1,000 to me? Absolutely not. There's no way I would pay $1,000 for something like this. Right now I've got that evaporative cooler thing going right at me. I've got the windows open, the air conditioning on. I'm fine. I've been fine for like the last 2 hours. I expected to be like freezed out in such a tiny little camper like I have. Even where like I installed it, I still expected to like be able to sit like right here and still just be like feeling like cold, but like that is not what happened at all. The fact that it took so long just to even barely cool down like my tiny little bathroom area, that was kind of a disappointment. I suppose like once I turned the swamp cooler on and turned the fan on and had the air conditioner on with like the door open and that other little fan like blowing all into the living area, I was able to get the temperature down a little bit. But like, dude, I was still sweating. And you know, with the swamp cooler and everything, it just felt super congested, and like I was sweating and did not feel comfortable. I much rather in that situation would have just had the windows open and like the fan and the door and just maybe sweat a little bit, but like at least there's airflow. Yeah, I would say this unit definitely has not done its job for me at all. It could be because I installed it like in an odd area. I really don't think so though, because it couldn't cool down that odd area. That's why I tested just the bathroom first to see what it would do with just the small space, and it didn't do anything really. It was horrible. You could say it's because it was hot, but like that's when you need an air conditioner unit. I understand that there's like some of those people that need one when it's like in the mid 80s or upper 80s or something, but like that is not me. I need an air conditioning unit when it's in like the lower to high 90s and obviously 100 and above. And if an AC unit's not going to perform in that type of scenario, it's not worth $1,000 to me. So like at all. So I suppose that's what I have to say about that. As far as like the power consumption, like it really wasn't that bad. It was just that bad because like of what it was actually doing. Like if it was consuming that much power but cooling down, even just my bathroom, if it was consuming that much power but like cooling my bathroom like regularly and doing like a really good job, and kind of cooling this area, then I would have thought, well, that's just because I decided to install it there. I didn't have any other options. Maybe I need to figure out a different area to install it or whatever. But like the fact that it struggled to even do that tiny little room, and it took like almost an hour and drew that much power. Again, the power was fine if you would have gotten like the benefit from that, but like, yeah, it's kind of a letdown, total disappointment. I'm not gonna lie, like I had high hopes for this one. I was emailed by like at least 5 other companies with 12-volt split AC units, but I chose CountryMod because I thought they were the best. And I wish that I would have gone with any of those other companies to try it out. And I might still. I mean, I probably will. Obviously, this is not going to work in Moab. So, yeah, I probably will. Kind of sucks to have to do an install again and all of that. But, yeah, I regret putting this on my roof. It weighs like 50 pounds. That like sags my entire side. It's not very low profile. I regret this entire decision, mostly because it was like a lot of work for like literally like no return at all, like none. Like I felt uncomfortable the entire time that I made this video. I was sweating, I was glossy. I mean, I could see myself like in the camera as I was filming. And like, I was just, I know a lot of you people hate this word, but like I was moist, dude, like all day. And like now I've got the windows open, the fan on. I mean, the sun has gone down, but like it's, yeah, it's 80 in here. And I feel pretty good. I know I'm probably still glistening and a little bit of sweat, but that's just the way she goes in the summer. And it's better than like having this thing on and drawing just a shitload of my power and barely like feeling like a tiny bit of coolness. So yeah, I suppose that is my opinion on this. It also could be because like having to even get one of these, like I felt like maybe I was kind of selling out, because like I've always been like kind of a van lifer at heart, and I just never thought that I would ever even consider, want, or need one of these things. But yeah, end rant. So other than that, dude, I would say we live some good old-fashioned proper truck camper life today. Some good old-fashioned proper heat wave truck camper life today. Super stoked to be able to bust out the little blender there and make some margaritas again and salsa. That is probably my favorite go-to just like chilling snack in the summer. So I've done that a couple times on the channel last summer, and super excited to have that back in my life. And I suppose on that note, that about wraps this one up, guys. If you made it this far in the video, then chances are you're probably into this kind of stuff. So make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and keep on living that dream. And if you haven't found that dream yet, don't stop looking for it, because you never know where it might be. You might even find that it's living out of a truck camper in the middle of Moab, Utah on a 97-degree day. Just cooling down with some margaritas and homemade salsa. Just hoping that your air conditioning unit will perform. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Well, hello again, guys. It's probably like 2.5, 3 weeks after I recorded this video, and I just got back from an epic super long overlanding trip, and I just got in last night and I just woke up this morning, and I can't wait to share that footage with you guys because it was such a blast. And I am now, I suppose, suffering from post overland trip depression. But I'm also a little bummed because I rushed back here. We could have done at least one more day of this trip, but I rushed all the way back here because I had a flight for the balloon super early this morning. And so I woke up at like 2:33 this morning and I was getting ready to leave, and I got a text message that the flight was canceled due to wind. So yeah, anyway, all that footage is coming soon. It's so much footage, so it's going to probably take me going to probably take me quite a bit of time to sort through all of that, but I can't wait to get that to you. Anyway, I went back to bed and I just woke up not too long ago, and I was doing a little bit of editing with some coffee to try to wrap this video up. And I just wanted to give you guys yet another update to the update, I suppose, on how this air conditioning unit and this little swamp cooler have been working for me. Since I filmed that video, there were 2 more days after that where it was like above 90. I think one day it was like 94 and another day it was 91. I did a little bit of finagling, if you will, and I was able to figure out a way to keep my living area cool and also keep my bed area cool. At least it has been when I've gone to bed. So I really didn't have to change much, just a couple of things, and I'm going to show those to you here in just a second. But also I suppose pardon the noise because I have the whole working system on right now, so you can probably hear it in the background. But the first thing that I changed is I turned the air conditioning on earlier in the day, usually like 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours before the hottest point of the day. Basically, I'll make sure that my batteries are fully charged from the night before, and then as soon as that happens, I'm good to go. I can turn it on whenever. And the thing is like, since the sun is higher up during those hours, it's actually been able to cover all of the power that the air conditioning unit draws up until like 5:30 at night. And then after that, obviously there's still sun until like 7:30 is about when the solar kind of really starts not producing that well. But after that, it's been drawing about 1 or 2% of my battery per hour. So the power is pretty good considering now that I've gotten it to keep me somewhat cool. What else was I going to say about that? So yeah, turning it on earlier in the day, that has helped quite a bit. There's a couple other things that I've done, and I'll show you what I got going on here. Pardon my place. It is trashed, dude. That was over like at least probably 130 miles off-roading, like in the middle of nowhere on this trip. I think the total trip was close to 300 miles, but my camper is full of dust. I just got back into town last night, so I haven't had a chance to do much, and it is just trashed, dude. It looks like I had a blast, and I did. But let me show you what I got going on. So not much has changed. I still have the swamp cooler sitting right there, or the evaporative cooler facing directly at my couch, my living area. But what I did change, the first thing is I had my fan sitting up there, that little fan, to help blow all of the air conditioning cold air into the living area and to the bed. So I changed that and I put the fan on my counter in my bathroom. So now all the cold air from the air conditioning unit is blowing directly over here at me on my couch area. And so with that right there, combined with the evaporative cooler blowing from the other direction, I've been able to keep this place pretty darn comfortable during the heat of the day. The other thing that I've done, I'll show you here, is in the test, I had the air conditioning unit on 66 degrees and high. I don't know if that was maybe pushing it too hard, or I really honestly don't know why it didn't cool more than this right here, what I'm doing, but I haven't done that since. What I have been doing though is setting the air conditioning unit between 72 and 78 degrees. And I guess now it is almost on high, but I've been keeping it only at like 3 bars. Just those 2 changes, dude, have made this entire hot Moab situation very pleasant. Actually, there's been a couple of times where I've actually had this whole thing going and I've gotten chilly just while I've been sitting here editing. I'll just kind of pause and be like, oh man, I'm super cold. And then I'll usually turn the air conditioning off and leave the swamp cooler on. As far as sleeping goes, if I have this whole setup going for like 3 or 4 hours, the whole entire camper by then is eventually cooled down a little bit, and I just turn the evaporative cooler around and face it towards me, like my face or my bed area when I go to sleep, and I turn the air conditioning off. I turn the air conditioning off as soon as the sun goes down, sometimes even an hour or two earlier if I have to work hot air balloon the next day, and that has been just fine. The evaporative cooler has kept me plenty comfortable when I go to sleep. So again, the hottest 2 days that I've tested this, other than like this entire video, it was like 94 one day and 91 I think the second day. So the rest of these days have been kind of in like the 90s or even like the 80s. So, or even like the high 80s. That's, and a lot of these days I haven't turned it on at all. So I suppose I will give you another update if I run into issues once it starts getting into the hundreds. I know that that's coming up here pretty soon. Right now it's literally like the end of May, so probably really soon. And we're just gonna hope that I can survive. So other than that, dude, thank you for watching. I'm back in Moab. I'm gonna hope that these flights for the balloon company pick up. I was really waiting to do this epic overlanding trip, and now that that's over, the true test of how long I'm gonna stay here begins. So we're hoping that the next 2 weeks are just super packed. I'm hoping I can stay comfortable and cool with this new finagled air conditioning swamp cooler setup that I've got going here, but I'll keep you guys posted. And I suppose on that note, that about officially wraps this video up. So thank you guys for watching. Keep on living that dream, and I'll see you in the next one.